maybe it's different for you entering the season as a starter versus being named a starter in the middle of the season versus playing in a backup role. How does it feel different for you, and does it give you a little peace of mind knowing your job is kind of secure here?
Yeah, it definitely feels way different. Coming in today, just knowing I had the opportunity to just go out there and play freely and have fun and not worry about all the mistakes I'll make. Kind of showcase that practice today. It was a way better practice. Just was out there just slinging the ball and not thinking about other things. So I think coming in as a starter definitely gave me an advantage of, just how I practice and things like that.
And can you just talk about now finally, seeing that the season feels close? You've had this whole off season, a lot of talk, but now being able to go
Right.
on the field.
Yeah, it's amazing. During the off season, doing summer workouts and all of that, we're building a team. I'm looking at the teams doing well. Everybody's competing in the summer workouts and all of that. But now it's time. Now, first day of fall count, we actually get to go out there and play football against the defense and shoulder pads, helmets, and all of that. So it's kind of, it's eye opening right now. The season's coming by so fast. We're a month away, so I'm just excited to see what this team is going to do for sure.
Well, what was your off-season focus? Was there something about yourself that you, or one or two things you wanted to get better, you wanted to change about yourself?
Right. Definitely gaining weight and also just decision making, going through the reps and stuff like that. But weight it was a big factor between me and my strength coach and the coaches, and was successful in that this past off season. Put on 15 pounds, so happy about that. And then just decision making. Last year kind of put my team in the hole last year. Making mistakes at certain moments, but just going back and watching film and correcting that stuff. So.
You mentioned it. What was it like being out on the field, kind of first time with this full team of what you guys will have on Saturdays this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Just going out there, everybody looked good. And it showed from the first period, the tempo period we do to start our practice every day. Everybody looked good right there. Everybody pushing the tempo. You don't see nobody pouting about how fast we're going on like that. So it was just it was exciting to see everybody out there having fun.
It's a mix between some new weapons and some familiar faces.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just talk about, how you were feeling with your options?
Yeah, I mean, I felt really good about it. Each and every play, I know I felt confident in just going to anybody on whatever play Coach Lashley called, just going to any weapon on the field. Matt Hubner had a great day. Yamir, Jordan Hudson, Melo, everybody had a great day. So just getting the balls in their hands and building confidence in them, I think that's the main focus on this fall camp right here.
How do you feel like the offense might be different this year, whether it be having a full offseason to kind of go through the playbook with Coach or review last year, or just kind of new wrinkles that you guys can add in?
Yeah, I see a lot of similarities right now, but just getting more in the playbook with everybody. Everybody knowing the playbook, not just knowing their route, but knowing everybody's route and how they'll get everybody else open. I think that's the main focus of right now. And just me communicating with Coach Lashley, because he always asks me, if you don't like it, let me know. Just being transparent and honest with him and just letting him know what I like and what I don't like.
After summer workouts, Coach Grizz talked about Romelo's vertical.
Right.
He made another leaping catch early in practice today. First, what's it like having a guy like that you know that if you get it kind of around his area, he's able to get it? And what's it like kind of finding those things of your different receivers of, what they're good at and kind of how you can work with that to have that production?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, having somebody that's jumping 40-plus out there, just putting the ball in his facility, knowing he's going to make a play. And, like, in the tempo drill, put the ball in his facility. He went up and grabbed it. I don't know how, but he did. So it's great having a guy like that. And also just, and it's starting the off season, just learning the strength of every receiver, working with them like on the side and all of that. So that's where it really started. And fall camp, we should know by then, and it shows up there.
Kev, what have you done personally, whether it's spring ball, whether it's summer workouts, starting out camp, to acclimate the freshmen, acclimate the transfers, bring this team together as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think honestly just building confidence and like talking them up and all that stuff like that, and also just competing each and every day at workouts. I like to talk trash a little bit when I'm competing with them, and I think it kind of like build courage. Like I can't let them beat me again. Just pushing everybody at that point, and it's kind of like build confidence in the team. Everybody's talking, everybody's getting along really well, and I think that's the main thing that helps this team gel together.
How much more comfortable are you doing that, being the incumbent starter?
Yeah, way comfortable. Last year, wasn't really a vocal leader. Was more of a lead by example guy. But I feel like this year I'm kind of like more vocal. Also lead by example, but a little more vocal this year.
Anything else?
You made 4 or 5 elite throws in a row there toward the end of practice. Did you surprise yourself, particularly on the corner route, on that deep ball? Did you surprise yourself a little bit there?
I honestly did. I think we had the same rep in 707 to Matt Hubner on the corner, and then actually showing the team rep in the corner. So it's just, it's a testimony to our hard work we put in, just the connections we made, prior before that. So
What's helped you get better the most in the offseason, do you think?
Just going back and correcting the little mistakes I made, honestly. Last year I feel like I could be a more polished quarterback, standing in the pocket, delivering from there. So I feel like I found myself doing that more this year, just standing in the pocket and, delivering the ball from there.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, how does it feel to be back out there 2 days into fall camp?
That's great. I'm very glad to be back. Last ride, last go around, and it's a lot of fun being around this team. Pretty much new specialist group completely, and so it's a lot of fun to experience that and get to know all the new guys after having the same guys for 3 years. So it's a lot of fun, and get to know the new team and see how we're going to be this year. So it's a lot of fun.
You've had quite a few preseason honors coming your way. What do those mean to you just to get that recognition?
I mean, it's great. It's a great feeling. Like, gives you a lot of confidence, but at the end of the day, it don't really matter because we've seen, a lot of players in the past that have gotten preseason honors and it doesn't really work out. And so you can't really look into that much. You're happy and you're excited at first, but then you got to look past it and just focus on the season.
You mentioned this is your last go-around. How has your off-season training changed over your years at SMU?
Well, it's changed because I've gotten older, so I started to feel things more, which I was like I could do this when I was 18, and now and I don't sound that old, but I'm 21 now, but like I went to Gatlinburg with the Coles kicking the national college thing, and I was out there for 2 days straight, and I couldn't walk for the next 2 days. I mean, I was sore, and so now it's just a lot more technical stuff and a lot less, reps, and just more focused on little things and just perfecting what I do.
What are some of those things you've been trying to refine? Or
just like steps and plant and just kind of swing path. Like it's like a golfer. It's like a golfer. It's not like a big picture thing. It's very like minute, where you look at the film and you can be like, oh well, my swing went, 9 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock. And so you want to change that because you go 1 o'clock, then you're going to finish straight down the middle. But you go 9 o'clock, you're going to swing around it and you're going to finish left, and the ball's going to go left. So it's little things like that, and that's pretty much what I've been working on with my coach, Brian Egan, who's from Prattville. And so he's arguably the best. He's made Brandon Aubrey who Brandon Aubrey is, and so that's who I train with, and he's been helping me a lot. So
You talked about a lot of the new faces and special teams. Just how's that group getting along with the chemistry and culture in the room?
Oh, it's great. I mean, a lot of the guys like Brock and Cam, they've been here already, and Sam, they've been here for a season, and so they, we just welcome. I mean, specialists are very weird people, and so we have crazy, chemistry and connections. And so when we brought those new guys in, they were a little shy at first. Like Morgan was a little shy at first because he was from a different culture at Colorado State, but we brought him in, and it's been great. I mean, it's pretty easy to. We're very open people. We're not going to shut anyone off and keep them out. So.
Your mechanics are so muscle memory, so to speak, but when you're going through situational drills like this, like 38 yards, 48 yards, late in the game, right at the end of the first half, is there a different approach you take to each of those, or do you have to try and keep everything the same, or how do you view that?
Yeah, I make sure it's all the same, because when if I'm going out there and kicking against Clemson with 4 minutes left where I have to make the field goal in order to make it a 7-point game, like I'm going out there with the same thought process as if I was kicking that last extra point to tie up the game. Like same thing, you just want to be smooth, hit the same ball. You're not worrying about anyone else. You're just worrying about yourself. You're worrying about what you know how to do, and just going out and executing.
You know, Coach Lashley said something about you last year that when you missed one, that you always had the mentality to come back and hit the next one. And just talk about that, because kickers probably have to have even more of a short-term memory as cornerbacks.
Yeah, and it's a big thing that I've worked on. I've matured a lot throughout my 3 years here, or 4 years now. But it's just when I miss a kick, I go and watch it, and I'm like, oh, I did this. I know what to do. So I just go out there, and I'm like, I know what to do through muscle memory, and I've done it so much, and I've been successful at it. So I just go out there and do what I know how to do, and just not think about it too much. Just go and execute, and it's worked out.
Who's impressed you the most on special teams during fall camp?
Specialist wise, or just definitely Sam, the backup. He's not tall. I mean, he's not super big, but he is just. And he's grown a lot from last year to this year. He's pushing me to be better, because I have that pressure on me, because it's not I have all these awards, whatever, but that doesn't matter. If he's doing better, then that's going to push me to be better, and he's been doing that for sure, and that's really, I like to see that, because I feel like as the older kicker with more experience, I feel like I've helped him. Maybe not. Maybe he's figured that out on his own. But I like to think that I've helped him out and made him develop. But he's definitely impressed me, and I think he's going to do a fantastic job here when he does get that opportunity, and I'm excited to watch him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of times people look at kickers and you simply look at the number of field goals that are converted. To you, what other numbers are important, or goals in terms of what you do on kickoffs or extending your range on long field goals?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of hard now. Like I go to this summer showcase with a bunch of agents, and like Jamie Cole, who knows everyone, and he knows everything about the professional game, college game, whatever. And there's just been such a de-emphasis on kickoffs. So it's almost like no one does kickoffs anymore. So those guys that were kickoff specialists in college, they don't really, when they go to the NFL, and the NFL's not really that worried. They just want you to be able to execute what they want you to execute. So it's not where they have the normal kick where they just want you to kick out of the back of the end zone. Some of them want line drives to a different returner, sky kick, whatever. And so that's that's been a big thing. And but another thing is just working on consistency inside of 45, which I had a problem with last year, and just making sure that I'm perfect or near perfect in that area, and then adding on those big balls, because those are what really adds on to that, that value. And they, coaches love to see that big ball, but they also want to see that consistency inside of 45, because that's really where it matters. So.
Were you in Wisconsin this summer?
No, it was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Yes, sir.
You had a bunch over 50 last year. What is your range these days? Like, in ideal conditions, how far would you feel comfortable?
Ideal? I put like 55 is pretty comfortable. I think if we really needed it, 60. I think especially in JLJ Ford, I think I could get a 60 on a good day where it's a little wind with me, and I think that's especially with the new grass. Love the new grass. So
I was going to say, how does the new surface affect you?
It's amazing. I love it. I love grass. I like the old turf because it was kind of flattened down and it was worn out, so it was nice to kick on. But when I really don't like going to stadiums that have the new turf where it's squishy, and you're like, because they try to do the ACL stuff with the turf where it gives, it's a mess, and it makes it feel like you're planting on mud. But so I love the new grass. I was so excited and I was like Like, it makes it feel like a big time stadium. You know, you got the new end zone facility, and then you got grass. You know, the biggest schools in the country play on grass. SEC. And you look at SEC, you look at most of the Big Ten. You look at, you know, whoever. I mean, they're Big 12. I mean, everyone does it, and I think it's a great thing that we did. So.
Team is as excited.
Oh
about
yeah.
the grass, or is it
Oh
just a
yeah.
kicker thing?
No, everyone's excited because I mean we practice on grass, so everyone likes to do that, and especially when it looks as good as it does, it's very nice. And I mean we had a vote going into my junior year, so right after sophomore season, we had a vote like when we were leaving for Christmas. We have end of the year meetings with Coach Lashley, and he gave us a little slip, and it said, "Do you want turf or grass on the game field?" And everyone, like I think, over like probably 85% put grass, and so I thought we were going to get it last year, but I heard that we didn't because the end zone took a little too long. So, but yeah, very very excited about that.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. Can you just kind of recap what the first week of fall camp's been for you?
You know, it's been good just starting off, getting back really used to the Texas heat because I was in Colorado for the past few years. But it's been good, you know, getting to know my teammates, and coaches have been great, you know, getting me back here. So overall, it's been well.
And I just want to ask, have you seen any of the cultural differences? Because Coach Lashley, since he's come in as head coach, I know you're here from the beginning of it, but has really made a big emphasis on the culture. And have you seen that grow from when you were here the first time to now?
Yeah, of course, you know, because that first year he was here, we went like 7-6, and obviously the culture change has been dramatic because, you know, y'all have won a lot of games and stuff, and lots of emphasis on, you know, the little details, at least from the receiver room standpoint. Coach Likens, which has done a great job with that, and I could see it starting to roll up on the older guys and the younger guys as well.
Can you sort of recap the process that got you here when you left Colorado State? We're looking for a new home. Did you think you were going to end up coming back to where you started?
To be completely honest, no. My main goal was just to come back to Texas in general. It didn't really matter where. And then me and Kevin were close when I was first here because at first, you know, we weren't playing. And then we kind of just kept in touch when I went to Colorado State, and I kept in touch with him. And it was just one point we were talking every day the last spring, and I was just like, hey, bring me back, like as a joke. And jokingly, it kind of got serious real fast, and that's how I ended up getting back here.
So did he go to the coaches and ask them to give you a stronger look, or did he recruit you? Or?
I would say he put in a word, but, you know, I feel like, yeah, he got it started.
What were those initial conversations with Coach Lashley and I guess Coach Woods or Coach King? Likens.
It was so when I knew it was really getting serious is Coach Likens had called me. I was walking back to my apartment. He was like, if you really want to do this and get serious, we need to get serious. And it was kind of easy because I had already been here. It wasn't really much to see and stuff. I mean, I just came down on a visit, talked to the coaches and everything. It was simple and easy, but it was great. And we only had one phone call, and once I got the call from here, I kind of already knew I was coming back.
How do you feel the offenses differ between where you came from and here, and do you feel like you integrated pretty easily into it?
Well, before I left, you know, the offense is still kind of the same. The only thing that really changes is the signals, I would say. But from Colorado State, I feel like, you know, we kind of moved just a little bit faster. We still moved faster at Colorado State, so, you know, that. But just being able to adapt to the changes that have already happened here with the offense in the playbook has been kind of challenging, but pretty easy. But I feel like, you know, I'm getting on the right track.
What are you hoping to get out of this year and just the opportunity in the receiver room?
Right.
What's that represent for you?
Mainly, I just want to win above all. And then hopefully, you know, just be a good leader to the guys in the room, older or younger guys, you know, show them kind of what it's like to be a receiver here at SMU and do the right things, really.
You talked about it a little bit, but there seems to be a nice balance of veterans in the wide receiver room and also some young players. Can you talk about just the dynamic of the wide receiver room?
Yeah, no, there's a great dynamic. You know, we've got older guys, brought in me and Yamir Knight, older guy too as well, so he's got some experience as well. So it's always good to have guys who've played and to show the younger guys how to do things. But the younger guys are good too. The freshmen who just got in have been firing on all cylinders, so it's kind of good to have younger guys that kind of already have a feel of how to play.
You're one of the older guys, but you're still getting to know a lot of new faces.
Right.
You weren't here last time you were. Is it sort of a weird balance to be an older guy but also a new guy at the same time?
At first it was, yes, sir. But, you know, at the end of the day, teammates, they're your teammates, so it's kind of easy just getting to know them. I mean, the hardest thing is kind of just being a new guy, which is probably the bigger challenge, but getting to know your teammates is easy.
You were in a reserve role before. You were talking about you and Kevin waiting your turn.
Mm-hmm.
But you were in a reserve role. You're practicing every day. Are there differences in the routes and the roles that the coaches are asking of you this time around?
I would say just a little bit. I have a little bit few more routes to run, which is good. Always good on expanding the route tree, but it's just more being detailed. Like before, I would say I was more kind of just out there running. Kind of being an older guy now, I know what to look for in certain aspects of technique wise or coverage wise. So I feel like it helps a lot.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Just talk us through how the first week of fall camp's been for you.
Man, it's been really good. D-line, defensive ends, we've been really getting along together. Really just working on the, fundamentals, playing the run, technique, stopping the run first. And then after that, we're going to get after the quarterback especially.
And I know the first few days were just light, but now starting to put on the pads. What's that been like?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a different feeling. Without the pads, we can't really do much like power, set up the offensive linemen and stuff. So now being in pads, we can do a little bit more, play a little faster, and yeah.
Obviously, a lot of production went out the door at the end of last season, but you brought in a bunch of new guys, both freshmen and transfers. How do you and you as one of the older guys and the coaches as well, how do you sort of accelerate the process of getting used to each other and developing that timing and chemistry and comfort with all these new faces?
Definitely, I would say just hanging outside of football. We built a real good relationship even, with the past guys when we all came in as transfers. Just spending time with each other, kind of getting the feel of how everyone works, personalities and stuff, and then going on the field and taking all the off the field stuff has been really good. So, like if Terry and Emba, just encouraging them, knowing what gets them going, definitely helps, especially like Wu, Shaq, and all those guys, yes.
What's the process like going from a guy who's maybe, coming in more of a reserve role to really establishing yourself as a starter and a guy that can be counted on for a bunch of snaps out there?
It's big, especially last year, playing like that kind of backup role behind Elijah. Just kind of seeing how he started games, beating up on the offensive lineman and then kind of letting me, be in my role. Definitely helped on what I see now, especially in that leadership role. So I'm really trying to, take a big leap this year and just keep on stacking days, especially how Elijah did.
The other defensive end who's played a lot here, Isaiah, what have you seen from him in terms of, or how would you characterize his growth and development across from you on the other end?
Man, I've seen Isaiah grow a lot, especially when I first got here. Me and him being in the same room, exactly playing the same position. He's definitely grown playing the run like tremendously now. Like when we first got here, we were more pass rush guys. So just being able to play both aspects of the game, playing run and pass, has been tremendous seeing him. And he's really grown a lot. He's going to be really good this year. I expect like double-digit sacks from him for sure. Yeah.
Like a friendly competition between the two of you?
Oh yeah, every play, him and DJ Warner, like we like race to the quarterback, like first person there. So every practice, yes sir.
You mentioned him, DJ Warner. Can you just talk about, obviously, he just got to SMU, but it seems like he's impressed a lot of people.
Man, I've never seen someone get off so fast from, especially a young guy. He's gonna make a lot of big plays. He's really twitchy. And he just has like a natural instinct for getting at the quarterback. Like he doesn't even have to work a move to beat the offensive line. So he's going to be really good for us for sure.
I know it's really early in camp, but do you get a sense that Coach Tibbs and Coach Dunham will be able to rotate as many on the defensive line? Is the group as deep as it has been in the past?
Yes, sir. Defensive end wise, I think we're way deeper. We have, I feel like 3 defensive ends for each side. I think Trey, he's really good. Everybody has like a different type of role. Like Trey's really good in the run. I think Jakai is really good in pass and run. And then Akil, he could play off the edge and linebacker, so he's like a swift army knife kind of. And then DJ, he's gonna be really good. And then Billy Walton as well. He got really good. He could play run and pass as well. So I think we're deeper, and everybody brings different aspects that's gonna help us throughout the season when needed.
What did you focus on the most in your off-season training?
I definitely say just leadership, kind of taking that role and pushing everyone to become better. We lost a lot of older guys, so just, having like a vocal voice in the room, I feel like that's really what I've been working on a lot this year. Yes, sir.
Is that natural for you, or did you have to sort of force yourself to develop that?
I would say it's kind of natural, but it was kind of harder because there were so many older guys, so it's like, you know how like the older guys are. So yeah, like it got way easier like day by day when all the like younger guys and me and the older guy in the room. So yeah, it got really easy.